How often does it happen that someone you trusted betrays you? It's the question that echoes through the hearts of those who have experienced the silent pain of deception. Betrayal isn't just a wound, it's a deep, searing scar that cuts deeper than any physical injury. It's the invisible dagger that pierces the core of your trust and leaves you questioning everything you thought you knew about relationships. Trust is the foundation upon which all relationships are built. When that trust is broken, it doesn't simply crumble, it shatters into a thousand pieces, leaving nothing but fragments of what was once whole. One moment, you're wrapped in the comforting embrace of love, loyalty, and commitment. You believe in the promises made and the future you're building together. But then, in a single instant, the facade crumbles, and you're left standing in the wreckage of broken promises, lies, and deception. It's a feeling that words can barely describe. That sinking feeling in your stomach when you realize that someone you loved and trusted has betrayed you. But here's the reality that most people don't want to admit. Not all betrayals deserve forgiveness. It's a hard truth, but one that's necessary to acknowledge if you ever hope to protect yourself from further harm. Stoicism teaches us the importance of composure, of maintaining inner peace and calm no matter the circumstances. However, Stoicism also warns us against tolerating toxic behavior, behavior that undermines our sense of self worth, our emotional well being, and our peace of mind. Relationships should be built on mutual respect and trust, not manipulation, lies, and deceit. And when betrayal occurs, it's crucial to recognize that some acts are unforgivable. Betrayal can take many forms, and unfortunately, it's not always easy to see coming. Sometimes it's obvious the lying, the cheating, the cruelty, but other times, betrayal is subtle, creeping in under the guise of love or care, only to reveal its true nature when it's too late. That's why it's important to recognize the signs of betrayal before it's too late. Let's explore some of the most common forms of betrayal in relationships, ones that should never be forgiven, and ones that you should never tolerate. Lying is one of the most insidious forms of betrayal. It starts small, almost imperceptibly, a little white lie here, a half truth there, but eventually, those lies grow, and before you know it, they become a pattern, repeated dishonesty that destroys the very foundation of trust. A single lie may be forgivable, but repeated deception is not a mistake. It's a pattern, a reflection of a deeper issue. It's a betrayal of the trust that was placed in the other person, and it sends a clear message. They don't respect you enough to be honest with you. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "A liar is not believed even when he speaks the truth." In other words, once trust is broken through lies, even the most honest statements from that person are met with doubt. This is the power of dishonesty. It distorts the truth, obscures reality, and makes it impossible to rebuild trust. Relationships cannot thrive on lies. They can only survive on truth and transparency. When someone continuously lies, they show you their true nature, and the question becomes, are you willing to accept that? Are you willing to continue investing in a relationship built on dishonesty? Emotional manipulation is another form of betrayal that can be even more damaging than lies. At least with lies, there's a certain clarity about the betrayal. But emotional manipulation is much more insidious. It's a form of control disguised as love or care. It can take many forms: guilt tripping, gaslighting, and emotional blackmail. Manipulation slowly erodes your sense of self worth, making you question your own feelings, your thoughts, and your perceptions. It creates confusion where there should be clarity, leaving you feeling lost and disoriented. Emotional manipulation is another form of betrayal that can be even more damaging than lies. At least with lies, there's a certain clarity about the betrayal, but emotional manipulation is much more insidious. It's a form of control, disguised as love or care. It can take many forms: guilt tripping, gaslighting, and emotional blackmail. Manipulation slowly erodes your sense of self worth, making you question your own feelings, your thoughts, and your perceptions. It creates confusion where there should be clarity, leaving you feeling lost and disoriented. A manipulative person thrives in that confusion. They twist reality, distort the truth, and use your emotions against you to control you. They make you feel guilty for having your own needs, desires, and boundaries. They make you feel as though you are the problem, not them. They make you doubt yourself, your instincts, and your value. This is not love, it's a form of emotional abuse, and it's a betrayal that should never be tolerated. True love empowers you, manipulation weakens you. Love should make you feel secure, respected, and valued, not small, insignificant, or unworthy. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, advised that we should be tolerant with others but strict with ourselves. In other words, while we should show compassion and understanding toward others, we must hold ourselves to high standards and never allow ourselves to be treated poorly. Emotional manipulation is one of the most toxic forms of behavior in any relationship, and if someone constantly manipulates you, it's time to walk away. Infidelity is another form of betrayal that leaves deep scars. Trust takes years to build, but it can be shattered in a moment. Cheating isn't just a physical act, it's an emotional wound that cuts to the core. A person who cheats on you shows a lack of self discipline, respect, and commitment. Infidelity isn't just about sex, it's about disrespecting the bond you share, breaking the trust that's been established, and disregarding the emotional investment you've made in each other. Stoicism teaches us to accept reality, no matter how painful it may be. Seneca once asked, "What is left when faith is gone?" The answer is simple: nothing. Trust is the bedrock of any relationship, and once that trust is broken, it's difficult, if not impossible, to rebuild. While forgiveness may help you heal, trusting that person again is a mistake. If someone has proven disloyal once, what's stopping them from doing it again? Trust is earned, and once it's lost, it's incredibly hard to regain. Walk away with dignity. You deserve better than someone who can't respect the commitment you made together. Betrayal of secrets is another painful form of treachery. When you confide in someone, you expect them to protect your vulnerabilities, not exploit them. Secrets are an intimate part of who we are. They represent the parts of ourselves we choose to share with others, trusting them to hold that trust in confidence. If someone betrays that trust by exposing your secrets to others, they've broken an unspoken bond. True love and friendship are built on trust, and when that trust is violated, it's nearly impossible to repair. Stoicism teaches us to choose our company wisely, to surround ourselves with people who share our values and respect our boundaries. If someone betrays your confidence, they are not worthy of your trust or your presence. A person who respects you will protect your words, not use them as ammunition. Once trust is broken, it's difficult to restore. If someone betrays your trust once, it should serve as a warning. If they do it a second time, it's a choice, one that should never be tolerated. Lack of accountability is another betrayal that can destroy a relationship. When someone refuses to own up to their mistakes, they show you their true character. A Stoic understands that personal growth comes from self awareness, from acknowledging our flaws and taking responsibility for our actions. But if someone constantly deflects blame, refuses to apologize, or always plays the victim, they are not growing, they are stagnant. They are unwilling to take responsibility for their actions, and as a result, they will never change. Accountability is a sign of emotional maturity. A person who is unwilling to take responsibility for their actions will only bring frustration and pain into your life. Relationships are built on mutual respect, and that respect is earned through honesty and accountability. A relationship without accountability is one that will continually repeat the same mistakes, never moving forward. Don't waste your time waiting for someone to change if they are unwilling to change themselves. Some people enter relationships for personal gain rather than love. They seek financial benefits, emotional security, or status through their connection with you, but they don't reciprocate the same effort. This is not love, it's exploitation. Stoicism values self sufficiency and virtue, and relationships built on mutual effort and respect. If someone only stays in a relationship because of what they can take from you, then their departure will be a blessing, not a loss. True relationships thrive on mutual effort. Love should not be transactional, it should be an exchange of genuine care and respect. Pay attention to the dynamics in your relationship. Are you the only one giving while they are taking? A relationship that is built on conditions is not a relationship at all. It's a one sided transaction. Never allow yourself to be a resource for someone who sees you as disposable. Public humiliation is another form of betrayal that should never be tolerated. Disagreements are normal in any relationship, but respect should always be maintained. If your partner mocks, insults, or shames you in front of others, they are showing you a complete disregard for your dignity. Stoicism teaches us the importance of composure and respect, both for ourselves and others. A person who publicly humiliates you is revealing their true nature. Never stay with someone who enjoys making you feel small or insignificant. If someone disrespects you in public, imagine what they are capable of in private. Public humiliation is never accidental, it's a deliberate choice, and it's a pattern of behavior that you should never accept. The silent treatment as punishment is another toxic behavior that can destroy a relationship. Silence should be a choice for inner peace, not a weapon to control others. When someone withholds communication to manipulate or punish you, it's a form of emotional abuse. Marcus Aurelius said that the fear of death is not the main concern. The fear of never starting to live is. Emotional abuse robs you of your freedom, leaving you trapped in a cycle of silence, isolation, and pain. Stoicism teaches resilience, but it also teaches us to stand up against cruelty. A relationship that uses silence as punishment is one that should never be tolerated. Lastly, betrayal in times of need reveals the true nature of a person. Relationships are tested in difficult moments, when you are struggling, when you are facing hardship. If someone disappears when you need them the most, but expects your support when they are in need, their loyalty is conditional. Stoicism teaches us to recognize who truly stands by us. A person who only stays when it's convenient for them is not a true partner. Hard times reveal true colors, and if someone is only present when everything is going well, it's time to walk away. Betrayal is one of the hardest things to face, but Stoicism teaches us that we have the power to control how we respond. We can choose to protect our peace, set boundaries, and walk away from toxic relationships. Remember, you are worthy of respect, love, and honesty. Never allow betrayal to define you. Learn from it, grow from it, and move forward. Life is too short to tolerate betrayal. You deserve better. If you found this video valuable, like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom on relationships and self growth. Stay strong, stay wise, and choose your company well.